It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on SABC3, where the vibe is always hashtag feel good, except this morning it's hashtag a little bit nervous. We're talking heart health and we're asking the question, how old is your heart? That's exactly what we were discussing with Mariska and Gabriel just before the break. And are we getting to a point where we might be getting results pretty soon? Because I'm nervous.
We're almost there. We're testing some blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels at the moment. Once we have those, we're going to start popping it into the tool, and then we'll see where we are.
Speaking of which, when people would like to know about their heart age and obviously to better manage their lifestyles, where can they have their screenings done?
The Heart and Stroke Foundation has held screenings during Heart Awareness Month in September. That was sponsored by Pharma Dynamics, and those are running up until I think about the 4th of October.
Okay.
So these dates are available on the Heart and Stroke Foundation website or on Pharma Dynamics website. So viewers can go to these sites and to see where there's a screening in your area. And then the Heart and Stroke Foundation hosts these screenings throughout the year. So just keep an eye on the website and see whether there is a screening scheduled in your areas in the near future.
And of course, this is a matter of critical importance, and that's why we've opened our lines 0839133728. If you have any comments, any questions, perhaps you know somebody who is struggling with heart health that you might want to ask on behalf of. So I remember when young men get given compliments like, "Oh, you look more mature than you are," you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. When it comes to your heart age, do you want a heart age that is more reflective of your age, or do you want your heart to always be younger than you are, or perhaps even older?
Yes, that's a good question. The closer to your age, your heart's age is, the better it is. So we can see that all the different risk factors add years to your heart. If you're a smoker, anything between 5 and 10 years can be added to your heart's age. Things like blood pressure, depending on how severe it is, a couple of years to even 10 years, depending on, again, how severe it is. So the closer you are to normal, the better to your age. If you are particularly healthy, we can see it go even below your age.
Okay, all right. And Mariska, to Pharma Dynamics, why is it so important to partner up with the Heart and Stroke Foundation to bring more awareness to heart health?
We've been partnering with the Heart and Stroke Foundation for a number of years, and we're the largest supplier of cardiovascular medicines in South Africa. And it's important for us to get the message out, yes, we've got affordable medicines and we can treat your blood pressure and your cholesterol, but you have to do that in conjunction with lifestyle changes. Every single medicine out there is indicated in conjunction with lifestyle changes. And I think we've mentioned it earlier, that 80% of these conditions can actually be prevented if you make healthier lifestyle choices. And it's therefore important for us to partner with the Heart and Stroke Foundation to bring South Africans not just information, but also tools on how to implement these changes. And that's why we're busy with a 3rd edition of the Cooking from the Heart recipe book that will be available in November this year. And this is a heart-friendly or heart-healthy, budget-friendly recipe book that was developed for South Africans in conjunction with the Heart and Stroke Foundation to make sure that it complies with these guidelines. And the main aim is to show South Africans that healthy eating is not expensive, and it also doesn't have to be boring, bland and tasteless. We can make easy-to-cook, healthy meals for the whole family.
I like that. What's the best recipe that you can make that adheres to the standards of a good lifestyle in terms of heart health?
Well, I think it's so amazing to see this recipe book because, well, the 2 issues that are available at the moment, because we cater for breakfast and snacks even, because often we just look at the main meal for the day and we forget about breakfast, we forget about snacks in between. What if you do get hungry? Where do you go to still stay healthy? Quick, easy meals that we can pack in the lunch boxes for the kids. So do go to the Cooking from the Heart website. It has both issues available there for download, and then there's a Mobi site as well, heartrecipes.mobi. We have easy access. You're in the shop, you don't know what to make for dinner, just pop onto the Mobi site and you can have a heart-healthy meal for your family that evening.
Well, they do say you are what you eat, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Gabriel, I'm going to ask you to go and join the rest of the team over there, because Ewan is looking slightly nervous, like he's about to have a heart attack. Bra, is he all right, bra? Is he all right?
You know what, brother? Just because I have like 2 grey hairs doesn't mean I have an old heart, okay? So careful, brother. Gabriel, get in here quickly, man, because we've been undergoing some stressful tests here. We're trying to determine our heart age. It is apparently stressful, according to Kat, you know what?
They just pricked my finger.
They just pricked your finger. Take us through the process quickly in terms of, everything involved to determine the heart age.
So have you all done your blood sugar levels?
Yes. Amina, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And all good?
Apparently.
Well, Amina says that we're healthy.
Okay, good. So normally if you're at normal weight, your chance of having a problem with your blood sugar levels is quite small. As you're putting on weight, especially on your abdominal area, the higher the risk that you'll get problems with blood sugar levels. So that's all good. Now we're waiting for, is it your blood cholesterol levels?
Yes.
Okay, so those take a bit longer to do. Have we done yours?
Yes, we did ours.
And how are we
Yes.
looking?
Where's the form?
We
We need the form. Bring the form.
Oh, brings the form in. Yes, here comes the form. I'm the delivery man with the forms.
we
There you go.
So let's see what's
Thank
happening.
you.
You guys are both, obviously we can see that your weights are not a problem, so that's going to be good when you look at your heart age. None of you are smokers, which is also great, so that will not make an impact on your heart's age as well. If we're looking at your values, so we first got Ian over here, your cholesterol today is 5.84, which is what we say in that in-between bracket, that we need to keep an eye on it and keep on testing it on a regular basis. So it's nothing to get worried about because you're otherwise healthy. If your cholesterol was 7 or 8, then we would start worrying, but because you're healthy, not too much of a problem. If we look at Leigh-Anne, your cholesterol level today, 4.57, so that's excellent. So I think you might be the forerunner so far. And then if we look at your blood pressure levels, let's start again with where we Ian. Your blood pressure, 124/69. So that's bang on, yeah? That's as good as it gets.
Bang on, he says.
Okay. And then Leigh-Anne, your blood pressure today is a little bit higher than it should be. It's
Okay.
138. But that's actually a good example to our audience as well, is when you're a little bit stressed, your blood pressure goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think most of us being in the studio, being running around, it's not really the perfect time to test your blood pressure. So we take it with a pinch of salt, if we can say that on there. Don't need too much
Oh,
salt.
man, I was hoping the bosses would send me for a holiday now. You're like, tell a pinch of salt.
Yeah, so what we typically do is we take it at least 2 times, and we also take it when people are less stressed, and then we'll probably see that it's much better. So we'll do that afterwards again.
Okay, great.
And Zoe, do we know your blood pressure? We did it beforehand, and I think it was 117. So that's also excellent. If we look at Zoe's blood pressure, we're still waiting for cholesterol. We're done in 15 seconds. Then we'll know more about that. And then what we'll do is we'll quickly put them on the calculator, which is www.heartage.co.za, where you just basically pop in those figures. It takes you 10 seconds, and it comes out with your heart age.
Just a quick question. I mean, for people wanting to look after their heart in terms of health, are there any telltale signs that you need to address the issue? What are some of those factors that you need to keep an eye on, you know, thinking like, okay, now I need to do a lifestyle change to start looking after my heart?
I think that's an excellent question. That's exactly why we do the heart age test. Is you can't say, I'm going to get a heart attack, I'm going to get a stroke. The majority of the times that happens, there's absolutely no warning signs. We think if you're going to get a heart attack, you might get heart pains in the week or the month beforehand. Doesn't happen most of the time. We think if you're having a stroke, you might get things like headaches, you might get a mini stroke beforehand. It doesn't happen most of the time. So the best thing we can do is look at your risk factors. Are you overweight? Are you smoking? Importantly, what is your blood pressure and your cholesterol levels, which are very important risk factors. So it's all about testing beforehand so we can prevent these things and try and start making changes before it's too late.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Well, while we are waiting for our results to finalize, Kat, over to you.
Yes, and I still have to have my critical numbers taken as well. But thank you so much to Mariska for bringing us all of this information. I think the website is ichangeforhealth.co.za if you want to find some motivation on how you can go about making those important lifestyle changes that at the end of the day will lead to a healthier heart. Thank you so much. We'll see you after the break.